everyone. I'm going to try to do this a speed sketch. I know I said I wanted to transition to the spider webs. And not that I want to discontinue the mailbox focus thing, but I'm just really wanting to get into the spider webs because I'm so intrigued by it. I've recently just binged, and by binge, not just sitting watching it, but just watching it doing other stuff. Spider Noir on Amazon Prime, and yeah, man, that was pretty neat. So this is me just doing a very quick sketch, watercolor thing too as well, and I briefly had like just just moments of just brief, okay, just visual layout, okay, how will this look, so not to use too much time in the creation process. And so yeah, this line is kind of funky. This will be somewhat funky anyway. So, but I figured I do enjoy these doing these mailboxes. I don't know, rather simple dude for the most part. So let's see. Yeah, it's not going to be. I don't want to waste too much time on proportions and all of that jibber jab. And this may not be accurate as far as the placement of the lever, but I'm just adding it in there because this is like the right side of, you're looking this way. And see, this is what I like doing something traditionally because I talk a lot with my hands, and so I do like, yeah. So I can point digitally. I do that, but it's on the screen, the monitor, and you wouldn't know what I was alluding to. So should I cram like a package in there? You know how sometimes they'll just try to force a package in there. See if we can do that. I don't know what type of package that would be, but anyway, getting lost in the sauce. And then I thought right here I can do the beginning of I'm trying to get this just right, but I don't know. Yeah, this is kind of funky. Well, it'll be funky. It's not about accuracy, it's about expression. So it'll be a little funk to funk, and that'll be that. Because it's 3 minutes, and I apologize ahead of time. You may be hearing me say 3 minutes a bunch of times, but that's what it's gonna be. Let's see. I wonder if I want to use my Copic pens, but I mean these are micron band, but same thing, mechanical pens. But with the watercolor paper, it's hard to get the ink to flow, and I feel like I'm damaging the nibs of my pens. But it's the only way that I can assure that I could have a consistent line and I can move as quickly as I want. I haven't really developed that skill with the brush pen. So potentially just making it very loose, because I want to push myself to speed up my line work, and also that would encourage me to be even more decisive with my my projects when just laying them out, So thing. Usually this will be a straight thing. These will be attached, you know, drilled. Anyway, this is not a how you make a mailbox video. All right, so yeah, so I'm going to do this. Now I'll get into the my brush pen. It's kind of hard to get consistent line thickness. I do like it when I want to apply like a thick line like that, but when I want something more restrained, it's harder to achieve that. And so I'm trying to think, how can I, you know, because in the past I've gotten like just smush boxes inside them, and I'm like, man, just drop it at the doorstep, you know. I mean, appreciate the services nonetheless, you know, but I'm like, man, if something was fairly pliable in that mailbox, it's now like squished. But let's do something like this. Maybe that's the stamp, whatever. A little lever right there. Boom, boom, boom. Side lever piece. Boom. Yep, there we go. And like I said, it's not, again, probably not going to be too exact proportion and, you know, whatnot, but proportions. But anyone watching and aspiring artists, you know, you just, you know, work on the things that are more challenging for you, and that's how you get better. So I'm just, you know, really keeping this loose because for keeping it loose purposes, and, you know, wanting to make a video and commentate live as I'm making it and not post. You know, it's just, I find that's a more authentic experience. I don't know if I want to put this on that side. You know what, I'll change my mind with this. I don't think it matters as much. I don't, but just for, I don't know, let's see, let's put some other like funky stuff, like, you know, if folks want to put like a little stickers on their thing and make it seem like this is the flag, the US flag, sticker there. Maybe a elongated sticker thing here, you know, this would be like a really like highly decorated you know, colorful thing. And yeah, there's little rivets, boom 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 here. You know, let's add some more rivets here. Maybe this, you know, this mailbox is, I was like, man, I wanted a bunch of rivets. Okay, it's highly secured. And then maybe let's put a number. You know, let's do let's do like 1. And hopefully this isn't anyone's real number. Let's do 1, 2, we'll do 3. 3. Like it's increasing in size. I can't do 4. 4 will be all the way over here. Let's just do 1, 2, 3. Call it that. All right, boom, boom, boom. Actually, I'm laying down a little too much line work. I wanted it to not be fully rendered with all of the line work, but alas, it is what it is. See here, I'm really having to press down, and art supplies aren't cheap, so I'm like, I don't want to damage my, want to extend the life of these things as long as I possibly can. There we go, we'll do that. All right, and here I will somehow, I'll color this all in, and then I'll do the webbing with this. Oh, we're 9 minutes in. All right, so let's slap down some color. I should probably say throw down. Slap down seems highly aggressive. But now if you hear, I think I hear folks coming in, but you hear any ambient noises in the background, like I always say, yeah, that's the boys in the back. All right, here we go. Gonna lay. As I work on the wooden structure, I don't know, I wonder if I should make this some type of funky color. And no, because I'm looking now, I have blue, red, I have, what was the other one? Oh, that one was green. Okay, so I don't know. Well, I'll see. See however I'm inspired, whatever color comes. All right, here we go, 10-minute mark. How can we do this really quickly? I'm trying to get away from saying super, because I know we say it all the time, like, oh, I'm super excited, or you know. But anyway, that's just me. There's no real, you know, meaning behind it. Just, you know, trying to expand on a different way of, you know, saying something. Okay, let's see. Boom, boom, boom. I'll tell you what, though, I've become a lot more, and you know, like I've said before, when I first, well, not ever since I first started watercolor, but when I first started actually recording, I've become a lot more confident in the watercolor thing. Like, I'm not thinking about, I mean, maybe I should still be, you know, thinking, you know, just like how the finished product and how it would look. You know, I'm confident now where I can just throw down some color and just keep it moving. And like with anything, that just comes with putting in the time, putting in the reps, and you'll become more confident with what you're doing, and you will improve. You know, without a shadow of a doubt, you will improve. Will you become a Michelangelo and sculpting and stuff like that? Well, maybe not. You know, and perhaps that was even never your goal. You just wanted to sculpt, and so get to sculpting. You know, so, but you have to do it. You just have to get to doing it. Put in the time. You can hear a little man screaming his head off. But you just gotta do it, and the more you do it, that old adage is real and true. You will improve without a shadow of doubt. You know, it's just like eating habits. You know, from Holy Week, I've changed. Of course, you know, I'm still susceptible. I shouldn't say susceptible. My goodness, I still choose to have the occasional Doritos chips. But I've been alternating my my diet, you know, because again, another old adage, you know, you can't outwork a bad diet is extremely true. So yeah, so I've lost, I don't know, I think close to like 20 pounds or something like that, you know. I think I'm at 277, and I mean, and granted, I do have a lot of muscle mass, but the reality is I've put on a lot of weight. I think for even when I was first married, I think I was like 220 something. And then, you know, the marriage 20 that people say, or 30, I don't know, depending on what region you're in. I put that sucker on really quick. And it's not that you have to, it's just, I don't know, but it just happened. And so, and then just been steadily just putting on more than taking off, and then sometimes losing a lot more, and let's pick, let me see, what color, you know what, let me see if this will work. Let me do like a really, this will be someone that's like really expressive. Let me do that. And so yeah, but just changing up that routine of eating habits, and just eating less. I'm big on breakfast. I've always been. So, but just minimizing just the amounts, and it made a huge difference, and of course the biggest part of that is just staying consistent with that. But the more the more I did it, the more I'm like, oh man, I'm feeling good. Clothes are not as tight as they used to be, and I prefer that feeling. I just prefer the feeling of just being comfortable in my clothes, just looking better too as well, just aesthetically. So I'm in no point saying I'm going to be ready for a GQ shoot anytime soon, but the same thing applies. It's just doing better. Let me throw down, and just being consistent, and you will improve. So if you want to knit, just start off with that grid, work on the grid, get comfortable with your knitting needle and whatever simple patterns. I don't really know a whole lot with the knitting regime, but whatever it takes, just start off, and keep improving. Keep doing it, I should say, and then you will improve, without a shadow of a doubt. And then that's how you know if something's for you. You're doing it and you're like, man, I'm just not clicking with this. Let's say a pottery. And you may not have the, I don't know, I'm struggling to screw this thing on. It's probably not worth the time. You may not know. But if you put in the time and you're like, I'm going to give this 2 months of time and let me see if it actually pans out, then you know what I mean? Then do that, because you won't ever know until you try and actually put in a real effort. And if you start to see progress, then that should be the indicator of, oh, I can do this. I am improving in this regard. So let me see where it goes. And that's how you grow and you improve. Now there are some folks who are just gifted. They don't really need to do much to further expand in their prowess. But the greats, and this is a huge testimony. Oh, I should have erased the good lines, but anyway, this is, like I said, just a real quick, more of a sketch layout thing. But you see the real greats, the Grazies, the Wayne Gretzky, okay. The Gretzkies, the Michael Jordans, the Phelps. I'm really impressed with myself remembering names, although I may be butchering some of the pronunciations of sad names. But they were extremely gifted, but they still worked and trained at their respective crafts, and it got better and better and better and better. And so whatever it is you're trying, just keep pushing at it and give it a fair chance and see. And I think that's crucial. Don't just like working out and like New Year's resolutions. Hey, I'm going to do this, but give it a fair chance. Actually try to. Okay, I'm going to minimize what I eat, all the items that I eat. I brought up Doritos chips. So let's say you ate, a bag a week. A bag a day a week. Okay, let's just, don't go all crazy and I'm just going to cut it out. Now, some people can't do that cold turkey. I'm just no more chips. And that's great. But not everyone's wired that way. So it may mean, what? Instead of 7 bags of chips per week, I'll start with just eating 4 bags, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So now it's 4 bags. So now you're down 3 bags, and that's an improvement. And then from there, you'd be like, you know what? 4 bags. I'm not even missing it as much. My taste buds have changed to some degree. I don't mind trying something else. I can probably just do this, eat 3 bags of chips a week, just Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, you give it a fair chance, and then you're improving what other stuff you're eating, more maybe healthier chips. And you're like, oh, my taste buds are getting more, getting redefined, or not redefined, but they are evolving and wanting other things that are healthier. And it may not even be chips at all. It may be, hey, you know what? I don't mind carrot sticks. I'm liking carrot sticks, and I know what, I think I'll go down to 2 chips a week. Now in a month or 6 weeks time, you went from 7 bags of chips to 2 bags. And then if it gets to a point where you're like, I'm just not even feeling chips anymore, unless I'm at an outing or an event and I can do that, then sure. But other than that, I'm all good on chips, brother. And then that's great. Now you are down to 1 chip a week, or maybe like 1 chip every 2 weeks. And then when you notice I haven't even incorporated working out, walking, anything like that. You feel better. There's less of those synthetic ingredients in your body, and lo and behold, you're like, man, you know what? I'm feeling great. There's less inflammation, all this stuff. Wow, okay. Taste buds have really evolved to the point where I'm not even wanting too much, snacky foods or whatever, and I feel good, and I'm losing some pounds, and so now, hey, I can probably do a little walk now. I can walk more, and that's becoming more enjoyable, and lo and behold, you've adjusted one aspect of your lifestyle, and then the more consistent you purpose with that, then that will spill over into other areas. Believe me, it'll just be like, oh man, if I can do that with this, then I can do that with these other food groups, and before you know it, it's not like trying to become like a health nut, but you're improving your way of life. If you have loved ones or kids, you're extending, your years and time on this earth, and just well-being and all that, and it all just started with just taking little steps, and that's all anyone can ask you to do, but you have to do those little steps, and you have to be purposeful with that, and the more you are, the greater the results would be. So say if you're drawing and you want to improve your drawing just for your own pleasure, it's not something you're looking to do full-time or as a career path, you put in the time, but if you're like, I'm just going to draw maybe once every 2 weeks, then you're not really going to see progression. But if you're like, you know what, I'm going to draw like 3 times a week, you will. And I'm going to practice at something that I struggle with 3 times a week, you definitely will see the growth in that, because there'll be things that you're like, oh man, I struggle with drawing faces. You practice, okay, what is the facial structure? What would that look like? And then keep applying those techniques. You keep practicing, improving, throwing away paper, and getting frustrated. That's all a part of it. And then you'll see, oh my goodness, now I'm able to draw a face that resembles a humanoid face and not like a horror alien face. We've all been there, and then that's how you improve. It's just time Takes time, takes time. All right, so okay, let's move on. Tradition from life hack thing. What color should I do with this? Because the background is kind of getting too orangey, and should I do, let me see, maybe a very light, what was that? That was brown ochre. Let me do a very light brown ochre here, package. You know, it's probably from FedEx, you know, or UPS. I don't know, maybe let me just throw maybe some orange in there. Make it pop a little bit, the smushed package. And let me throw some of this in here. I really don't know what this color is, but we're gonna throw that in there. Make this a little more weathered. This is shaded spot. The light is coming from this direction. Okay. Again, just pardon the ruckus in the background. Let's I do have red. Let's get the flag colors in there. Okay, now of course it's not to scale, so don't come at me in the comments, if I even get any comments. I don't know, I'm looking at my phone and I don't know, it just looks kind of dark, but I purposely put like an extra light. Well, I directed the light more on this, but we'll see. Anyway, so we do that. Let's see, because we're at 26. And let me know, guys, because if you're like, hey man, you know what, I prefer just the speed thing and maybe a commentary over the speed thing and not the full time, I won't be offended too much. You know, I know I have a fairly monotone voice, and let me see, maybe I could put another little square thing right here. Who knows, what could that be? Put a little green thing right up here, maybe some other sticker thing. I don't know, well, I don't know, just do some other funky thing like that, see if that works. Add some shadowing here, like it's coming up off the page a little bit. Every now and then I have to remind myself, but just remind myself, okay, this is a sketch thing, sketch phase. So just quick. Use some of the watercolor markers. Add some detail in there like that. Boom, boom, boom. Just be real quick with it. So this is shadow here, so add some more lines that way. Here too as well. Put some contours in here like such. Put some contours here as well. There you go. Some knots. Get a little lighter one here. Let's do this because I still gotta throw in that web, and want to be fair to that as well. So I think I'll leave this like that. That's pretty. That's jivey. I don't see any light velvet. Let me show this a little pink here. We'll do that. Ooh, that's darker than I really wanted it to be. So, see, well, like Bob. Oh, was it Bob Ross? You know, a little accident. Be a little happy accident right there. All right, let's see. Got some gray here. I don't mind these watercolor markers. The only thing I would prefer, and maybe these are not the most, you know, premium ones. I would like, oh, maybe I can use this for that. They're not, what's the word? Pliable, but that's not the artistic word. Like, I can't mix these as readily as I would like, unlike with just traditional watercolor, where I could just throw colors together and blend a lot easier. These are, once they're down, they're down. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, maybe a little, I don't know, maybe a little like stamp. Maybe they had like stamps. They like stamps, and they put different types of stamps next to their thing. You know, I'll probably do another more polished. I need to get another small one. Brush. There we go. And then throw in some of that. There we go. You know, just some dark lines. Just really highlighting the shaded spots. A little bit more color to that. Come here. Because even with this ink, when I water it down, it's a lot more pliable than the watercolor markers. You know, so I can do that and really just draw and pull the ink. But I don't know why it's just not as feasible with the watercolor markers. So, but it is what it is. And again, this is just a sketch. So, yeah, put some line work in there, add some characteristics, you know, with the wood, get stuff like this going. Okay, another little knot there. Maybe there's a knot right here as well. There we go. All right, I think folks, that's it. Oh yeah, we're at 32 minutes. That is it. Now comes Presto Fine Point. This is just a correction pen. I would, since I want this to be very quick, I could use that 1 point brush, but I want it to be as quickly as I can and as loose as I can, so I'm going to just cheat and use this as highlights too as well, because I said sunlight is coming in this direction, so just put some highlights here. The sun's hitting this, put a little highlight on that, maybe lift that up a little bit. There we go, just a little highlights here. I mean, light probably doesn't work like this, but this is just my creative thing that I like to do, you know. And that's what I encourage you to do too. Whatever you're doing, if you want to spice it up a little bit, you want to add some of your own flair to it, man, just try it. Especially in this age of AI and all that stuff, just be creative. So let's see. We're gonna do this spider. Is like, man, where's the best viewpoint? Sometimes you have a lot of webs underneath here. Sometimes. So let me do a little. I'll do some here. There we go. And then I'll do one here. It's like, man, it's like I picked a bright real estate warranty. It's like nothing comes back here, and when those little bugs come through, they're gonna find me waiting. So let's do that. And you know, and honestly, if you took any time to look at a spider web, it is constructed a heck more better than than this. But let's just do this like that. And I think that next piece will be, whether it's digital or not, it will be a web thing. And so, yeah, let's do that. And you know what? Let's just say Mr. Spidey caught like a little meal. Just put something right here. Right there. He caught something. I don't know if he caught that like early that morning, but we don't know, but it's in there. He caught something and kind of wrapped it up a little bit, so it's kind of bulgy, and and you don't ever see the spider, you know, so it's somewhere around there. So I think that's it, fellas and ladies. Let me actually, I'm gonna put my signature afterwards. I don't know, I was like, I don't want to see how I actually do my signature, so I'll do it afterwards. But there you go. 35 minutes of, again, another watercolor mailbox, a little bit of spider web thing here, and so the spider is probably intoxicated on some fermented bugs, and so when they were weaving their webs, so it's a little bit more free flowing. This is like an expressionist spider, you know. It's like, I'm gonna do my web work differently. I spent way too much time talking about spider web. I should have said from the beginning, like and subscribe. You're watching this on YouTube, it'll be greatly appreciated. I'm at 34 whopping subscribers. Doesn't cost a thing, you just hit subscribe. And if you never watch a video again, that's fine. Just hit subscribe, that'll be great. And of course, I would love for you to watch more videos and comment where you want. I should add a little bit more. Hey, you know, while we're here, let's just do it. Because this should be really fully shaded out. Let's see, and this is the thing, you know, you can, you know, if you make an error and you're like, I want to change that up, just go ahead and change it up, you know, so you have strong shadows to really indicate where that light source is coming from, you know. So just go over your work again and just add those strong shadow points, and see, now that really heightens, hey, the light is coming from there. And then if you made an error like this where I thought I was going to be lighter, just come over with a correction pen and illustrate how that light is really shining and pressing through on that surface right there. See, bam. So some things may not be as easy to correct if you were, you know, say doing pottery work and it's gone through the brine, and I don't know, let's call it brine, but you know, it's been heated and all that, and so yeah, you know, that means you're gonna have to start over. But hey, and that's fine, man. Part of the process of growing and evolving, and just as a human being, you know, you just work on something and then you improve it and just take whatever necessary steps needed. So, all right, now 37 minutes. So like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you want to support further, Patreon. I probably put some of these pions early in the video if you don't stay all the way to the end. Me just voicing it. So patreon.com/Mr. Lully, Facebook.com/Mr. Lully or Mr. Comics, you know. So appreciate any and all support that you can give, and even if it's just sharing the video, sharing the posts, that would be extremely appreciated. Until next time, grace and peace, everyone.